Okay, let's unpack this. Imagine a band that's, well, been more than just around for over 35 years. They've been like this immovable force, a steadfast rock in the surf, never really compromising their sound, a true guarantor of old school power.
Hmm.
Today we're plunging into the world of Unleashed, the veteran Swedish death metal band, and their 15th studio album, Fire Upon Your Lands.
Yeah, and what's really fascinating here isn't just, how long they've been going, it's the strategy maybe.
Yeah.
How they managed to keep refining, presenting their distinct identity, but in a way that still feels vital, still impactful.
Right.
So our mission today is really to uncover how Unleashed does this on Fire Upon Your Lands. How do they give us classic Swedish death metal, but also these fresh nuances? And how does this album actually strengthen their ongoing saga, not just, add another entry?
And to do that, we've basically boiled down a whole stack of reviews. A lot of them are like really glowing celebrations of their consistency, their energy. We want to get under the hood, figure out why critics are so impressed, and kind of give you that shortcut to being really well informed on this epic release.
Absolutely.
So let's start maybe by just appreciating their legacy. I mean, Unleashed, they really are Swedish death metal veterans, over 35 years in the business.
Incredible.
They're just this unyielding force, a band that, as the sources say, has never put down their Thorshammer.
Yeah.
Their reputation, it definitely perceives them. They're widely seen as a guarantor for classic Swedish death metal of the old school.
Indeed. And it's their position in the metal scene, their unique position, that really sets them apart, I think.
How so?
While loads of other bands have either, disappeared completely or maybe opened themselves up to different styles.
Yeah, it's all the time.
Unleashed has just, as one source vividly put it, unwaveringly forged their path right through the genre. They haven't deviated like 1 foot's width from their unmistakable characteristic Viking death metal. That powerful mix of raw aggression, epic pagan themes, and that distinct melodic undercurrent. It means they're often seen as, well, the most consistent, maybe not the biggest commercially, but the most consistent death metal band in Sweden.
So this new album, Fire Upon Your Lands,
Yeah.
it isn't just a standalone thing. It's really another chapter in this, like, long story Unleashed has been telling.
Exactly.
We're looking at a band with a deep, consistent narrative, both musically and thematically. And this album builds on that. It's not just their 15th album. It's a direct continuation of this Norse mythology saga.
Right, the one starting back with Odalheim in 2012.
Yeah, then Dawn of the Nine, The Hunt for White Christ, No Sign of Life. And the core story running through all of those is this relentless hunt for the White Christ. It's pretty compelling, gives each album extra weight.
Definitely adds a layer.
Okay, so given Unleashed is so consistent, decade after decade, what makes Fire Upon Your Lands stand out? How does it manage to be, like, unleashed pure, but still offer something new, something compelling for listeners like you? So it's not just another chapter, but a really significant one.
Well, at its core, it absolutely builds on their sound, What the reviews call aggressive catchiness, melody, and technical finesse, that's all there.
Okay.
But it's the specific blend this time that's really striking.
Yep.
Sources describe the sound as this turbulent, aggressive mixture of melodic death and a fat portion of fresh, rousing heavy metal.
Interesting. Rousing heavy metal.
Yeah. And the catchiness isn't like superficial pop catchiness. It's baked into these powerful riffs. The melody isn't sugary. It's often ominous, epic. It lifts the mood.
Right.
And Johnny Hedlund's vocals, especially, they follow a straightforward path, delivering these powerful, ominous vocals that don't just sing. They kind of turn the songs into these draconic hymns.
Draconic hymns, I like that.
They're impactful because they're so direct, so forceful, no messing around.
And what I find really interesting here is that balance you mentioned. How do they get that raw power, but also that deep clarity in the production? That seems key. The production quality gets praised a lot. Successful, balanced, capturing both the raw energy and the deep clarity. Powerful, transparent, and precise. That lets the brutality hit hard, but you also hear the nuances, right?
That is the real challenge, isn't it? How do you keep your signature sound for decades without just repeating yourself? And actually enhance it? What are the mechanisms?
Yeah.
The production is definitely a huge part of it. It means every single element, from the guttural growls to those intricate guitar solos, you feel it, you hear it distinctly, but it doesn't lose that unleashed aggression.
Okay.
Think of it like a like a meticulously engineered sonic landscape. The chaos is controlled, maybe, so you can actually appreciate the craft inside the onslaught.
Makes sense.
And that level of clarity in death metal, it's vital. It shows the sophistication under the brutality. It proves their consistency isn't static. It's like a refined art form.
Okay, so we've got the foundations, the sound, the production. Let's maybe turn to the battlefield itself. The individual tracks that really bring fire upon your lands to life. So we can experience these elements firsthand and sort of understand how they contribute to the whole album, the saga.
Let's do it.
Okay, first up, Left 4 Dead. The opener. Reviews call it a crazy strong entry, an epic battle opener. But how does it do more than just start things off? How does it signal those fresh nuances you talked about? Maybe through that mix of classic heavy metal with aggressive death metal, with those rapid flying leads.
Exactly. It really is a statement of intent. Those massive riffs boom, it's unleashed.
Instantly.
But the way they weave in the more melodic guitars and, yeah, those rapid flying leads and battle tumult, it gives it this contemporary energy, a real sense of propulsion right away. It's not just loud, it's like a perfectly crafted little journey in itself. And lyrically, Johnny Headland's vocals, they snarl harshly, bitingly, and fervently. He's recounting the grim fate of the White Christ's imprisoned son who's reeling between heaven and oblivion.
Pulls you right back into the story.
Immediately, it shows the stakes are maybe higher than ever. And then, yeah, to top it all off, there's a really strong guitar solo. It just beautifully crowns the opener, ties everything together. Really impactful start.
Okay, moving on then. A Toast to the Fallen. This one's described as even harsher, a wild storm. What makes it so dynamic? That alternating between brutal blast beat storms and grooving mid-tempo.
A lot of that dynamism comes down to Anders Schultz's drumming. It's called merciless, versatile drumming, and his excellent qualities are monumentally displayed on this track.
Right.
And it's not just showing off versatility. It feels like a calculated strategy, to keep you engaged. Shifting between that relentless, almost claustrophobic aggression with the blast beats, and then dropping into this more primal, head-banging groove. It stops you settling into one rhythm, keeps the intensity sky high.
Yeah, keep you on your toes.
Totally. And you also hear these precise to complex riffs, melodic leads, and how the song just skillfully plays with different rhythms. It intensifies the dynamics. The guitar work is described as pure fire. Shows how even within their sound, they're finding new ways to ignite it.
Pure fire. Okay, then there's War Comes Again. This one's highlighted as feeling fresher in the context of Unleashed because of its exciting structure. How do those powerful up-tempos, those blisteringly fast blast beats, create these almost chaotic passages, but still sound like Unleashed?
It's that contrast and control again, I think. Those blisteringly fast blast beats, they're almost a blur, build this incredible, almost overwhelming sense of speed, aggression.
Right.
But they don't just stay there. They skillfully weave these chaotic bursts between the explosive riffs and the more melodic leads. It creates this push and pull, controlled chaos maybe. It's exhilarating, but still unmistakably them. This track has a great blend of harmonic and sinister leads, and Headland does this mix of growls and spoken parts, which adds another layer, like narrative texture.
Okay, yeah.
The band really superbly highlights their skills here. They sound biting and hungry. The drumming, yeah, it blasts at anti-aircraft pace, but the refrain, it sounds very much like Unleash themselves, those typical Headland growls and snarls.
Instantly recognizable.
Totally potent, but with this structural adventurousness that keeps it feeling fresh.
Got it. And then we go Hold Your Hammers High. This one gets called Pure Unleashed, a powerful anthem. What specific things make this track so quintessential, such a potential live staple, that sing-along chorus feel?
It's quintessential because it just perfectly captures their Viking death metal spirit.
Right.
You get those driving rhythms with plenty of double bass, that brutal riffing in the verse. But then it shifts into this really hymnic chorus.
The chorus.
Yeah. The title itself is a call to arms, right? And the music totally delivers on that. That chorus, powerful, ominous riffs and heavy, crushing drums, it's just so inviting for sing-alongs, taps into that primal collective energy.
Yeah, you can picture it live.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All the hallmarks of a live staple. Could easily be marching music on the battlefield, as one reviewer said. It's like an affirmation of strength, unity, their whole unyielding path.
Okay. And beyond those big ones, there are other tracks adding depth too, right? Like Midgard Darf.
Yeah, that one brings more darkness and atmosphere, apparently, plus great solos, shows a different facet.
And Hail the Varangians.
Another typical anthem, one that just makes you want to listen, reinforces that signature style.
Okay. And the album finishes strong.
Seems so. The finale, Unknown Flag, apparently brings everything out again. High speed, captivating melodies, heavy DM riffing, just an emphatic finish wraps up the album's energy.
So it seems really clear. Unleashed is still fundamentally unleashed. But there's this delicate balance going on, isn't there? How does the album manage that interplay? Staying true, but offering something genuinely fresh.
It really is about those refreshing nuances. Yeah. Despite being so consistent for so long, the band manages to sound crisper, more powerful, and bolder within their own sound worlds without just repeating the past.
How? What are the ingredients for that?
Well, it's partly attributed to integrating not a few thrash riffs, which often bring that faster, maybe more technically intricate aggression.
Oh, okay. Fresh elements.
Yeah, and also sometimes significantly elevated tempos. These things add variety, add tension, they inject fresh energy, but without like watering down the core sound.
Right.
And if you connect that to the bigger picture, it's a crucial insight maybe for any artist, right? True longevity isn't always about radical change. It's often about mastering and iteratively refining your core identity. Unleashed shows that evolving within your sound worlds, maybe subtle tempo shifts, unexpected riff influences, can be way more impactful than just chasing trends. Mastery lies in depth, not just breadth.
Yeah, that makes sense.
In fact, some sources even suggest this album makes earlier, well-regarded works like Hell's Unleashed or Sworn Allegiance actually fall significantly short in comparison.
Wow, that is a powerful statement. Fall significantly short. Does that level of praise suggest like a definitive turning point for them? Or is it more just testament to this continuous upward curve? What makes this album such an epic ride, such a worthy expansion, that it potentially outshines past milestones?
I think it's less a sharp turning point and more like a pinnacle within their established path, you know? The consistent narrative, the lyrical depth, the musical refinement, it all just comes together here with this incredible vitality.
Okay.
It's the sound of a band that knows exactly who they are and how to execute that vision with like absolute precision and this renewed hunger. Fire Upon Your Lands portrays Unleashed as alive, hungry, ready for battle, and eager to play. It's not just another album. It feels like a declaration. Continued artistic relevance, unwavering power.
So Fire Upon Your Lands really stands as this testament then to Unleashed being that steadfast rock in metal. Proving consistent quality isn't just a promise, it's like a sworn oath they keep delivering on. Pretty powerful in today's music world.
It really is. And so the question for you listening is maybe this. In a world that's always chasing the next new thing, what can we actually learn from artists who choose to deepen and refine their own unique path rather than constantly reinventing?
Good question.
And how does that ongoing story, like Unleashed's Hunt for the White Christ, enrich your experience of an album? Does it make it more than just songs? Does it become a vital chapter in something bigger? What stands out to you about a band that holds true to its roots for decades, but still sounds fresh, still sounds hungry, hungry enough to challenge its own acclaimed past?